Okay. Listen,
I appreciate you knowing when to sneak in a promo for your own music, you know? Like,
I
I get
mean,
it. I get it.
occasionally, I have done some things in the music realm.
This is true. You're an amazing singer, an amazing writer, and
Oh
obviously
my
a great.
god, that wait a minute, don't do
Yeah.
that. That kind of touches my soul a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you're amazing. And a great business mind, obviously.
I learned from my, I guess, real mother. When it,
How you doing, Tim?
I'm fabuloso. How are you?
I'm doing better. Behind the scenes commentary. There was a false start this morning on this episode. We are now back in the grind.
Sometimes we shoot blanks. It's okay.
Shoot blanks and gonna try again, and that's fine. I'm so excited. So before we jump in, Tim, can I tell you what I did last night?
Ooh, what'd you do?
I got to DJ a queer prom. It was so much fun.
Oh yeah, you did say something about that. How did it
was so
go?
much fun. So it was amazing. It was hosted by Side by Side, which is a
Yes.
nonprofit here in Richmond. They're all about supporting the LGBTQIA. Oh wait,
Plus,
yes, LGBTQIA
all
plus.
the alphabet mafia.
Alphabet Mafia. They're all about supporting the Alphabet Mafia youth, and the youth came out. You know,
Aw.
I know we get a little down in the dumps about our world and the future, and rightly so. But then I get to see these beautiful kids come out and just have a blast and just be awesome and beat
God.
themselves. Just, it was so much fun. I had such
Oh,
a
my
blast.
little womb.
Oh, it was so good. And we also, in between me DJing, we had drag performances. And
Cute.
let me tell you right now, Javon Love. Javon Love. I'll try and put the Instagram handle up here. Just, she came out and did 5 minutes to In Vogue's Free Your Mind and
Okay, showing the kids.
murdered. These kids were slewn. They were slewn.
No way. Okay, so in Vogue, it's like multiple people.
Yeah,
But I
and
guess
she was all
she was
for
all
them.
for. Like,
All for.
listen,
She
she's
had
somebody who can do quadruple the work.
Oh my god. And she did. She did she did this build up where like she would do a cartwheel into a split. And then after the second chorus, it was 2 cartwheels into a split. And by the end of it, I think she had done like 10 cartwheels.
So basically, just the acrobats.
This is the acrobat. She walked a duck at one point during the song. I was like, poor knees. Javon, so much love to you. We also had Teddy Bear, an amazing drag king that was out there giving
Cute.
Ice Elven realness. It was amazing.
Not Ice Elvin. Okay.
It was so good. Celestia Cox came out. Celestia was amazing and was giving kind of Raven vibes, very. I don't. It was really
Very
good.
fashion.
Very fashion. The hair was on point. It was really, really good. And then we had the one and only Miss Virginia Pride 2023 herself, Tiffany Hunter Monique, was there and was rocking her crown. She came over and she blessed all the kids. It was so cute.
I love it.
It was so cute. They did a photo op. We had food from Soul Taco, which I know that you've had before. We love some Soul Taco
Yes.
here in Richmond.
Very delicious. Very delicious.
I got to spin while eating my fried chicken taco. It was so good.
Not the DJ Bear chicken.
Chicken bok bok. It was so good. Yeah, and I mostly do weddings. I've done a couple like graduation parties, but this was the first like queer specific thing I got to do. Shout out to Tony and Marquise over at Side by Side.
Hey, I
They
know them.
Yes, yes, you know them well. Marquise invited me to come out, and Tony was kind of right there with me all night, like helping me out, answering questions. Just such a sweetie. Um,
Aw, I
so
love
yeah,
him.
I just got to do this like really awesome thing that I've always wanted to do. I've wanted to do more queer theme events, and finally got
Yeah.
to jump in. So yeah, it was so much fun.
So this is the first of many. I'm manifesting it for you.
Thank you,
It's
thank
you're gonna
you.
be the next um gay DJ of,
KJ, yeah,
I'm not gonna say the world because that seems like a lot, but
that's a
like
lot of pressure.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be very, very more than regional. Like,
Thank you. That's
yeah.
right. We're gonna go for like a not regional. What's the next after region? We have city, region, maybe
National?
national. We'll go national. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
need to go
I
international.
don't
We'll just
mind.
go
Yeah, I
national.
don't mind you in the continental US. I don't.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And every year you go maybe to Iceland and
That's
do
oh, I go
something.
DJ in Iceland. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
And then maybe like you meet Calvin Harris and he like bows down. Yeah.
Do you find him attractive for a
Not
white
for me.
guy? No,
Not for me.
he's. I think he's one of those guys I found kind of cute until he thought he was cute and did the
See, I
arm.
just have always thought that Taylor Swift had bad taste in men, but it is what it is.
I'm going through the Rolodex. I don't think.
Loki,
Yeah, Loki.
um,
Um, the other Taylor Lautner,
yeah, I was not a fan of that.
Calvin,
Um,
the Nazi she's dating now.
yeah,
Yeah, I.
she's
Yeah,
not.
not my.
I just put them all in a box and I say, yeah, that was for her.
These are Taylor's.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
Tim, I've got.
It is our Pride Month.
Pride. We're going to talk about Pride today. Super excited. It's Pride Month. Juneteenth is coming up. You know, June is a big
Yes.
month, and so
It's also Black Music Month.
Black Music Month. It's a big time for us, and we're excited, and we're gonna jump right into it. But
It's
before
also
we
my
do,
birthday, so
it's also Tim's birthday.
yeah, it's a lot going on in June,
Before
but
we jump
mostly
in,
my birthday.
mostly your
Um,
birthday. But before we jump in, Tim, you wanna get us going?
Sure. Hi, I'm Tim
And I'm Bear, and this is Cub.
and Chub.
Happy Pride!
Happy
Yay!
Pride, happy birthday, happy music, happy Tim. Yay!
Gay.
Cub and Chub, we gay, we gay, we Cub and Chub, we gay, we gay. Cub and Chub, we gay, we gay. LGBTQAA.
Bye, Erasure!
I said B. I believe in the B, girl.
Hey, Tim. We're back.
Hi.
Hello.
Be who you are for your pride. I don't know how that goes. It was a TikTok that I saw.
Oh, okay.
It was like some gentleman, some young man. He was like giving a bunch of gifts to this man because he was gay, like for pride. He was like, I got you a rainbow balloon because you gay. And I was like, and he said, I got you this cookie, and it says, "Be who you are for your pride." and I was like, "Girl, send it, send it."
That's where I want us to get as a society is that during June, if I'm outside walking around, somebody comes up and says, "Are you queer? Are you gay? Bi?" I was like, "I am bi," and they just like hand me cash or.
Actually,
like,
I would love that. I would love that for like companies. If you're going to be this big like conglomerate that is all about, hi, gay, we're sashaying deals. Like, go ahead and do that for your actual employees. Be like, so are you gay? Here's a bonus.
Here's a bonus. Here's a bonus
Pride.
for your
like
queerness.
here's a bonus. Like,
Yeah.
or we know that Pride is this time during this weekend is this city's Pride. So you get off that day.
Yeah.
You go and you go punch it with all the rest of the homos,
Yeah.
like, or bisexuals. Like,
It's June. Isn't the local gay bar putting on a thing? You should get out at 2:30 today and we'll pay you for the rest of the
exactly.
day. It's like,
We want to help.
this is right. Well, you know what? Since you brought it up, so let's just jump into that part of the conversation if you don't mind.
Okay, that's
So,
fine.
the commercialization of Pride is has been a hot topic for a while now, and I'm sure it's probably been a part of the conversation since the beginning because I'm sure every year as it gets bigger and it
Yeah.
spreads and companies find a way to monetize their association with Pride.
Hi,
Um,
gay.
yeah, yeah. Trixie and Katya have a very funny TikTok going around right now from their podcast where where they're trying to talk about the commercialization of it, and without even speaking on it, they just look at each other and go, "Hi, gay," and
Yeah.
it's
Well, it
tickled me.
comes from this girl named Megan something, I forgot. And
Mhm.
she's like making spoofs about uh
Right.
all these companies and their commercials or whatever. It's like, we're sashaying deals.
Yes, we're sashaying right into the clearance.
We got cut cash. Like, it's too much. Like, girl, no. Where's Jamal
But
the intern when you need him? Like,
how do you feel about that? How do you feel about showing up to Pride events and seeing bank name with a rainbow or, like big corporate sponsorship? Like, do you have any
um,
feelings about that?
I have a strong feeling, but also like an understanding feeling. Like, I want I want Pride to be fun and enjoyable, and to for that to happen, some you need money behind it. But at the same time, like, I would like to see a commercial about how you've helped all the other 11 months for things. Like, if you're gonna do a commercial, talk about like the homeless shelters that you've, you know, created for uh, LGBT youth, or, battered women, of women who love women and things of that nature. Like, show us what you're doing outside of when you can get a money grab.
Hmm.
Like, because I don't mind, getting rainbow Converse, but what happens on July 1st when
Sure.
I need a house, but Converse is like, all right, well, we got your money, sis. Like, we don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
I no, I share the sentiment in that if a company is going to jump in and not only speak to the queer community but also the Black community and any other marginalized community we have and try to quote unquote support them during their month, week, day,
yeah,
whatever, showing that support year round is preferred, and that's probably where we need to go. But on the flip side, I think it is interesting that, we dedicate this month, this time to pride events and parades and all these things. And I'm not going to sit here and be a pro-capitalist and all that kind of stuff. That's a different podcast. But um it, it is interesting that as it gets bigger and it becomes that's the other part of it, is like this normalization, this integration with being part of mainstream and pop culture that I think we've always wanted, and we've always wanted to be a part of the conversation and be at the same level. And it's really interesting when we get there from this capitalized part of it, but that's the only angle we're getting, right? We're getting the sponsorship, which is really nice. Thanks, Shved vodka or whatever. But but
shit.
or
It's I can't even say it. I can
I
spell
know.
it,
Yeah, I
but
guess
I don't know. I can't.
Raspberry vodka. We're starting to get some of the dollars, but it's like, but what about everywhere else?
Yeah,
And
because
that's
okay, I will say this, that like, when we I feel like homosexuals have always been part of the mainstream. It just has not been so apparent as with everything else. Um, nobody gets Up until now, nobody has been rewarded for the work that they've been doing. I feel like LGBTQ people have created and supported themselves in the mainstream, in mainstream society. Like everything from like sagging pants to the way that people do their makeup to the way that, uh we put geeky glasses on our faces. I just think that like 95% of society and the things that they do for culture is because of the LGBTQ. Like it just is.
Right.
Because we've had to innovate so long because we didn't get the praise for the things that we were already doing. So we just continue creating, continue all of this, but now we're starting to get the credit for that. So, and unfortunately, because of that, we're being hoisted into the eyesight of people who would rather have us not in the eyesight.
Right.
And they are now saying, "Oh, you're throwing it in our faces" and everything of that sort, while all the while having been in it
Yeah.
forever. But because they don't want to see it, they try to, make us out to be some sort of demons, and they've got to slay us.
Yeah.
I want to know how these businesses who have been profiting off of this, but they just now have to tell the truth and say it's been these people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how are they going to protect us? Like,
Right.
that's what I want to bring to the forefront.
Listen,
No.
Bud Light has been sponsoring Pride events for decades.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's not until Kid Rock's fucking dumbass starts shooting beer cans and right, and now all of a sudden it's like as we get more visible, as we get more money, and people are starting to pay us for the things that they really should be paying us for. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're also seeing these laws in Tennessee and in Florida.
And it's
as
weird
we
to
get
me
bigger, they
because
get
homosexuals have been, putting green dye in kegs and rolling them around in your companies forever. Like, it is what it is.
Right. Right.
But because now we, get a little like credit for being here,
Yeah.
you want to be upset about it. And I just think that Budweiser needs to like say what they're going to do on January 12th.
Well, Bud Light also walked back everything. That whole example, they totally screwed the pooch on that.
Yeah,
because they came out with this half-assed like we represent everybody kind of message when they got backlash on that. I'm like, bitch, do you want our money or not?
exactly.
Anyway,
they want everybody's money, and like that's the thing is like, don't say you're an ally if you're not going to be the definition of an ally. The definition of an ally is your cause is now my cause.
Right.
So when you are uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So when I get yelled at and thrown bricks at and all this other stuff, you're being thrown at. Like, you need to get in front of me and get to those bullets and get to those things.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, we don't hold the right types of people accountable. And, we have Chase Bank as the creator for Pride. So
right. I think overall I don't personally have a problem with the corporate sponsorship of Pride events. I don't mind getting a free bag and a free t-shirt every, June or whatever, and I get that as part of the capitalistic society we live in, this is just what it's going to be, but I agree. I think thanks for showing up today. Will you be here tomorrow?
Yeah. And if not, just give us the money and don't say anything. Don't make us put your name up there.
Right.
Like
silent,
a silent partner.
That's right.
We don't need you to have like JP Morgan and Chase all
Right.
the way, you know. We don't need a Macy's Day Parade.
No.
Just give us the money, sis. Like, and let us do whatever we're gonna do with the list. I don't know, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
enjoy that. Um, I like capitalism is always gonna do it, right? It's always gonna be about money. It's always gonna be about what you can
Sure.
derive from this. But I think we have to really ask more from our companies than just like, all right, how much are you going to give for Pride this year? I think maybe maybe we need to start putting some contracts together that says, along with Pride, you're also going to be doing this in the third.
Yeah.
And maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they are doing silent things. Just like, you know, Chick-fil-A gives to both. So like,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
is
if
what
you're
it
gonna
is.
if you're gonna talk out of both sides of your mouth, I guess just be honest about it, or at least upfront about it, right?
Be honest or don't say nothing at all and just give. Like,
Give and give and give.
and then when you get found out, just be like, oh, well, okay.
Can I tell you, you know, one thing? I got to be a little careful here because I don't want to give areas away because prom was also about us being a safe space. So we
Yes.
were very careful about where we were and organizing the whole thing so the kids felt safe. But I wanted to say we were at a church is where this event happened,
Oh, yeah.
and we rolled up to the church. The church outside has a fence of signs that say Black Lives Matter, God said so. And so I'm rolling up to this church. I'll be honest, I had a question mark when I heard that the prom was going to be at a church. I was like, that's interesting. Okay. Pull up. I see those signs. I'm like, okay. I get inside. All of the bathrooms in this church have permanent signs that are all inclusive gender bathrooms. And
Aww.
I'm sitting here. There's nobody from the church at this event. They gave us free reign to do what we wanted to do to create a safe space for these kids. I played boss bitch. I played some stuff that should not be played in holy places last night.
I was about to ask. I was like, you know, I know it's kids.
It
I
was
don't know
kids.
if it's like,
I had edited versions.
Okay,
but
okay.
you can't. But they're not edited versions of bitch.
no.
Lizzo's gonna drop.
And that's
a couple,
on TV now.
yeah,
So.
right. But we're playing music in a space in a religious holy place, and they gave us free reign. They did not tell us what we could and couldn't do. They were interested in making sure these kids had a safe space to exist and be themselves. And that's the kind of allyship that I'm talking about. They didn't show up.
That's the type of Christianity that should be there. Guess what? Jesus was hanging out with us, girls. He was chilling.
With
his full dress. He was out here with 12 other dudes
right.
and a whore. And a Mary.
And
yes.
married.
He was out here with us. He had the lingo. He was doing the thing, sis.
The most religious thing about last night was the Wi-Fi password, which was Jesus for me. And I giggled and I said, you know what? For tonight, Jesus for me. This is so sweet.
It's the Jesus for me. This is the Jesus that's for me, honey.
Yeah.
I was the black man with the blue eye. No, just
We'll be right back. Oh my God.
Holy. In 3, 2, and go.
And we're back. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Hi.
Tim, I got to say, the last few episodes, leaving in all the flubbed false starts and intros, we're so adorable.
I mean, I really enjoy it. It's giving humanity. It's giving imperfection, but yet perfectly us. Like
perfectly us, unpolished and beautiful.
Some would say that it's maybe how we show our pride. You know.
Oh, look at that. Well, Tim, let me ask you, what does pride mean to you? Every June we get here. Every June we try to get ready and be excited and throw our love out there. And I was just kind of curious, what does pride mean to you?
Well, pride means putting on rainbows and stickers and things that say I'm gay and putting it in the faces of people who are not and saying, look at my titties and hear them roar,
That's
how
right.
their areolas soar. No.
Oh my gosh, Nikki, no.
No, pride to me is it's a combination of things. It is an appreciation for a people who have been downtrodden and uh, made to feel like they are nothing, and a celebration of w- what that looks like to come out and be more than something, you know?
Yeah.
It is a light in darkness. It is confidence. It is everything that I enjoy about being me.
Yeah.
I enjoy that I haven't had a crystal stair life. I enjoy that I haven't had a silver spoon in my mouth because it created somebody who knows their own light and is able to shine it.
Yeah.
Who hasn't always had the most storybook family experience. So I was able to create my own family and support system. And I get to show them off. And we get to go out and have a good time, whether they themselves can be gay, straight, bi, uh, all the names and such. Um, it really means to me the best parts of humanity. That's what pride means to me, is like the best of humanity.
Yeah.
What about you?
Sorry, no, that was really really beautiful. Um no, I pride for me is about uh living without fear. That's the essence of it for me when I think about pride, and I think about, Baby Bear wanting to be himself and be open and out and not going to events, not going to queer spaces, because of that fear. Um, not to keep bringing up the queer prom last night, but what was what was really amazing about that event was, 20 years ago, maybe a little longer, when I was in high school. um, you know, we didn't have an event for us, right? We didn't have something like that.
Yeah.
We and last night watching these kids come out to a space that was, I don't want to get too dark, but I was a freshman in high school when Columbine happened. I
Hmm.
was out near Virginia Tech when that shooting happened. Um, being being in a space that we tell these kids is safe and for them, um, where they can be themselves, and knowing that there are people out there that, um, are actively being violent and want to hurt this population, trying to
Absolutely.
create safe spaces for these kids is so important.
Hmm.
Um, and
And trying to create safe spaces for ourselves as well.
Right, right. I part of me wishes I had something like that growing up, and that's why I think it's so important that when you can use your influence and power to create these areas for our kids, so that they can then empower the next generation. It's extremely important, even in the face of the adversity we're facing right now with these laws and these assholes trying to, um, kill us and put us back in the closet minimally, right?
Yeah.
So,
And I don't know about like how you feel, but like, isn't that kind of like healing for your little child self inside?
it is. No, I mean, exactly. I was playing music and I went to go grab food, and then these kids just started dancing around me, and I was like, yeah, or just started dancing with
Yeah.
the like. It was healing. It was therapeutic. It was so cute to see the adults that were also like the chaperones, also who are either part of the group or allies themselves, bopping and dancing and jumping in with them. Like it was. Oh gosh, it was really, really. It was 3 hours of just beauty. I had like so much
Yeah.
fun, and
Because like I like to think that the more versions that we become, we're still the same versions that we were.
yeah,
So 3.9 Bear
right.
still has, 1.8 Bear in him,
Sure.
waiting for the things that he didn't get.
Yeah.
And maybe that it doesn't necessarily have to happen with you, but like seeing that happen for somebody else's 1.7 self,
Yeah.
like that can be freeing for you, and seeing that it didn't happen for me, but I'm so happy that it's happening for you. And I can't wait to see for the things that didn't happen for you that you get to like provide for the next generation,
Yeah.
10-year-olds that didn't have, maybe a good fifth grade graduation or whatever it is. Like, it's so cool to like be a part of the change, because it does heal a part of you that didn't get to have whatever you needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. I
And
know.
that's why, like, in this sadness, people feel this heaviness that we
Yeah.
are speaking of right now, because that is what we are out there celebrating. We're celebrating because we went through this heaviness, and now we are able to get into the light and praise all the things that we are and are confident because of the heartaches that we had to deal with.
Yeah.
At least for
Yeah.
me.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh. Tim, we mentioned there for a second, we talked about, allies at these events. I
Mhm.
was curious about your feelings on the straights at Pride and what that looks like for you, what that feels like. General
So
thoughts.
I'm gonna go back to how I feel about businesses. What are you doing during the 11 months of the year that is not Pride?
Mm-hmm.
Are you out there talking to your grandmother that is just old and was raised in another generation? Well, girl, she's in this generation, and you need to be speaking to her and talking to her. Um, Otherwise, you don't need to come out and enjoy any of the pride that we're having.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are you making a safe space for, you know, your daughter's friend who is maybe a little different at 7 years old, and they don't exactly know what's going on, but like, are you telling her, are you telling your daughter not to hang with them because they're different, or are you trying to create a safe space for them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not trying to create a safe space the other 11 months, don't try to come into this safe space and participate.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are a helpful straight person, then you need to pay for pride. But like, you need to give us some money, because this ain't cheap. I think you need to be some of the bigger tippers to these queens that are dancing, because matte concealer is not it ain't cheap, especially
Ah,
nowadays when eggs is $6 a carton. Um, so I think in the ways that we yes, you can come, but you need to pay and make it lucrative for us to have you there.
okay. Okay.
Um,
I hear you.
Otherwise, I mean, feel free to stay at the house and and just Enjoy your cappuccino. Like,
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
I gotta say, Bob and Monet did an episode. Unfortunately, I listened to their back catalog, so all their episodes are like all happened last year in my brain.
Yeah.
It's been over 4 years. But anyway, they had an episode where they talked about um, gatekeeping,
Mm.
and I really, really resonated with Bob's point of view. And before I even start talking about this, I do recognize that some of this, not some of this, all of this opinion comes from a white cis male, right? So when I talk about my point of views on some of these things, it is coming from a place of privilege. It's where my viewpoint is. So I do recognize that. I will say I I believe in a healthy dose of skepticism, if not pessimism, when it comes to people of privilege coming to these events and trying to understand their motive, right? Like, why are you here? But I am also a puppy dog in the way I deal with socializing with people. I tend to assume the better part of people immediately. And so for me, when I see the couple with the baby stroller, who I'm assuming are allies and straight and just on Brown's Island having a good time at VA Pride, I I tend to appreciate that from a aspect of the more voices here, the better,
Mm.
right? Like that, if you can help amplify what this is, and you're here to support, and you're not being an asshole, and you're having a gay beer or whatever, I tend to have a more the merrier kind of perspective on that. Um, yeah, and if I'm out here with my belly out, wearing my leather chaps, and you got a problem with it, you're at the wrong place. But it's not everything is for everybody, right? Not
Most things are
everything
not for most people.
not everything is for everybody. That is just the way it is. But that doesn't mean you can't show appreciation and love and show up and support. So,
Give us money. No,
Tim
I'm
would like
serious.
Tim would like to be compensated. People, he's making it
No,
very, very
I'm
clear.
serious though. Like, so this is the thing. You say like seemingly like, let's assume these people are straight
Sure,
and they have their child with them. Um, Great. But they are taking up a space for somebody that needs it. Like, so say if there's a queer person, and maybe, okay, so you know, like how most parks you can only have so many people,
sure.
they would be taking up 3 spaces for someone who is maybe queer and
Mhm.
probably wants to celebrate with their brethren or sistren or their thetherin. Um, so I'm just saying, like, why not? I'm not saying they should pay, but it would be nice if
Yeah,
they,
and this thought experiment, we're talking about the idea that people are getting turned away from the pride we're
yeah,
talking about.
we're
That
getting.
I
We're,
don't think happens, to be honest, in terms of the
I hope
volume.
it
I
doesn't.
hear what you're saying in theory.
And then also, like, when you see, say, like, you're in some leather chaps and you walk on by and you say, "Oh, beautiful baby," I want to know what they're thinking in their head. I want to know, are they like, "Oh shit," like they need to get away from my child, or are they just like, "Oh, thank you." Like, I would love to have like a little bubble, like, like,
I'll be honest with you. I've thought about the bubble
yeah.
technology, and I don't know that I want to know what everybody's thinking all the time. To be
I
honest
want
with
to know.
you,
I want to know. I
I'm glad
do.
you want to know. I don't want to be disappointed in everybody I've ever met in my life.
I'm already disappointed by most people I've met in my
I,
life.
there's part of me that is happy to exist, thinking that people like me when they hate my guts. I just want to keep going. You know what I mean? It would be cool, but I
I want to
just
know, and I want to know how much you paid to be at this event because you're dishing out
so
hurt,
okay.
harm,
You
and
know what?
danger.
Let's go sibling rivalry for a minute. What do you
Okay.
mean by pay for this event? Like when this, let's say, straight white couple shows up with their
Yeah.
baby to pay for a beer at the food truck, and they get a free pair of sunglasses from the table, like where are you thinking their money needs to come into play?
I think I so
I'm not saying
it's
I'm
one of those
against
things
you.
where
I'm
it's
just
like
trying to figure out
I
what
would like
you're.
a punishment thing. So
Okay, this is where right.
if you're a true ally, then $10 at the door. It is what it is. For every time you get, oh, like that should like a moment where it's like that should not be,
Do you
then you need to
okay?
be fined.
Okay,
Like
you know what? Let's get.
just because I listen in this capitalistic world, if I was not living in a capitalistic society, I would be like, you know what, maybe we can barter a situation, whatever. But money talks. And the
Right.
only thing that keeps people from doing stupid stuff is how much money they have to pay out.
So you're saying any straight person should be
No,
contributing?
not not any straight person. Skeptical straight people who are coming for no reason other than to be like judgy or some sort of like negative energy.
Okay.
If you're going to put out that negative energy, you need to pay. I don't, because I'm being charged with your
Okay.
negative
No, I got
energy.
you. I hear what you're saying. I think for me, if you're showing up to Pride, and again, you're not a protester, you're not like an outright asshole. If it looks like you're at Pride, just
But those are the people I'm talking about. Is like the protesters and stuff like that. They need to pay to be there. They need to pay for the sidewalk. They need to pay for like. Listen,
sorry,
the wood that we could have used for other things that are on their signs. You need to pay us for that. Like the God that you supposedly serve, he needs to pay us for the trouble and the strife that you're causing at this moment.
Yes.
Listen,
okay.
because my Jesus paid it all.
We got there. We got there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on the same page now. Sorry, brother. I didn't mean to.
No. You're good.
Okay.
I'm good on any MLK Boulevard. I'm all right.
I do it for the content.
You got to.
Everybody, we'll be right back.
Bye, straps.
Oh, do you know what I thought about, Tim? We might leave this in and figure it out. I had in my brain the other day, I had like a 5-second intro of you doing the recording is in progress, but to a produced track.
Oh,
the recording is in yeah, just like a 5-second thing we would put before we come back from break. I heard it the other day and I was like, I've got to write this.
No, remember I was like back in the day, before we started like the podcast, I was like, I wonder if we could do like in the middle of stuff, just do runs. And so like, oh,
that's right. You wanted to sprinkle runs throughout the episode.
Or like so back, good. You remember, what is it called? The Best of Both Worlds, Hannah Montana, when she was like, and it would go to the next scene. That is everything to me. I love that. Okay. Yeah.
It's so good. Tim, I got a shout out this week.
Okay. Hey, shout it out.
So I want to shout out, we did mention his name already, but again, I wanted to say thank you so much to Tony. Tony was, and Tim knows Tony very well.
Yes.
Knows him better than I.
That's my love. I love him so much.
Yes. Tony was there at the event last night at the queer prom, was not only extremely friendly and we had a great time, but he was also helping me with the event. He was my coordinator with the queens, so like he helped me get the order. He went and hung out with them and got them ready for the show.
I love that.
Yeah, so Tony, you're a sweetheart, and I know we don't hang out a lot, but it was so good to see your beautiful face and see your smile. You were just amazing. So thank you. That's my friend. That's your friend, Tony, and he was awesome.
You better be coming to my birthday, Tony.
Tony, you better be coming. That's right. Tim, what's making you live this week?
Just the idea that I got paid.
Paid.
Yes, my paycheck makes me live in the place that I'm living. So, but no, also, it's June. It's time for me to reflect and to also be grateful and just very happy that, I can live the life that I'm living. And it seems like every year gets better and better. So, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. What about you? What are you living for?
Tim, by the time this episode drops, we've got I'm living for a lot of stuff. First off, happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there.
Yes. All the
And
kids that have been dropped.
that's right. So to my dad, happy Father's Day. Thank you so much. I'm hoping we will, as this episode premieres, we will be somewhere having some really good seafood and enjoying each
Ooh.
other's company. So
Maybe y'all can come to Ambar.
oh my gosh, dropping my paycheck at Ambar. Jesus, so good. So I'm excited about, happy Father's Day. Happy early birthday to you. Your birthday will be in a couple of days when this episode drops. Which is another reason I'm excited, because we're going to go see the Work the World tour together.
Yes. Your favorite Gemini is going to go see the girls, the queens.
Yes. So excited for that. Haven't been to one of those before. So another new experience for the drag area. So
Same.
so it's Pride, it's your birthday, it's Father's Day, it's Juneteenth. There's so much to be excited for and thankful for. So I'm just really excited.
And the tiny desks that are coming out, Black Music Month is ringing in the ears. I can't wait. So Tank is about to do a tiny desk.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Tank.
No. Tim, you're sliding out of your seat. Be careful.
Jesus, the basement is flooded.
The basement is flooded.
No, I'm excited to see his vocals, and see what that mouth do.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride indeed.
Tim, where can people find us?
Well, you can find us anywhere you can find the crack of Monet Exchange's ass.
Woo!
What a wonderful ass it is. Shout out to you. You can find us at cubandchub.com.
Cubandchub.com.
We are a fully operated machine over there. You can find us at TikTok, Facebook, anything queer, anything gay, anything bi, anything trans, anything allied-ish. You can find us. Just find us, look at us, and tell us where you found us, how you loved us at wearecubandchub@gmail.com. Again, that is wearecubandchub@gmail.com. Rate, comment, and subscribe.
That's right. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us again. We love that you keep listening to us. Support us where you can. Big things coming up. We'll make some announcements here in the coming weeks as we continue to develop and try to give you content that you want to keep listening to. But thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon. Yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love you.
Love
Put
you
a condom on. We don't need any more babies.
Scene.